Why is your car insurance rising even when you've done everything right? No accidents, no claims, no tickets, nothing changed except the number on your bill. Why does it feel like your premium climbs quietly, automatically, like the system is calculating someone else's risk and charging you for it? And here's the part most people never realize. Doing everything right still means nothing inside the system, because your rate isn't reacting to you, it's reacting to forces moving far outside your life. Forces you never see, never hear about, and never get warned about, until the moment they show up on your statement. Your price isn't following your behavior, it's following a system that moves before you do. A system that recalculates the second the world around you shifts, even if your own life stays perfectly still. A system that recalculates instantly the moment the world shifts, even if you don't. Modern cars look familiar, but they don't break the same. A small bump that used to cost a couple of $100s now destroys sensors, disrupts wiring grids, and knocks out hidden safety modules buried behind what looks like a simple plastic bumper. A tiny accident can cost $3,000 to $6,000. There's dents you can barely see, bills you definitely feel, and here's the part nobody warns you about. You're paying for technology you never asked for, because when repair costs explode, they don't wait for your permission, they get added to your policy instantly. Every accident in your city, even ones you'll never hear about, quietly pushes repair averages upward. And when the average rises, the entire system recalculates before you even know anything changed. So your insurance doesn't rise because you caused damage, it rises because the world around you is becoming more expensive to fix, one quiet claim at a time. And the next force behind these rising prices is even heavier and even harder to escape. Insurance doesn't just pay for broken metal, it pays for broken people. And today, medical costs are rising faster than almost any other expense in America. Our visits, physical therapy, long recoveries, legal claims. A single injury can trigger a chain of payouts larger than the cost of the entire car involved. And here's the part that stings. Even if you never hurt anyone, you pay for the rising cost of everyone who does. The system doesn't price individuals, it prices environments. So when hospitals raise their rates, when lawsuits become more expensive, when long-term injuries cost more to treat, your premium rises the moment their costs rise, even though your driving hasn't changed at all. And this is the moment most drivers miss. The system reacts to the world long before it reacts to you. But the next force behind rising prices is even worse, because it begins long before any accident, any claim, or any medical bill ever happens. We talk about inflation as something you feel: groceries, gas, rent. But insurance companies feel their own version of inflation, and they feel it earlier, faster, and harder than anyone else. When car prices surge, when used vehicles cost more than new ones, when parts take weeks to arrive, when labor shortages slow repairs, the entire cost structure behind your policy shifts long before any headline reaches you. And here's the part most drivers never realize. The system never waits, only you do. Insurance doesn't raise prices when things get bad. It raises prices the moment it expects things to get bad. Because behind every policy sits a model updating constantly, recalculating risk, projecting future costs, shifting premiums upward before most people even notice the pressure. This is why your bill rises faster than your income. Not because you changed anything, but because the math behind your policy updated itself long before your life did. And if that's already uncomfortable, the final force is even worse, because it's the part that recalculates your price without your actions, your consent, or your awareness. Behind your policy sits a system that never sleeps, a network recalculating the world around you long before it ever looks at you. Every accident in your zip code, every theft spike in a nearby neighborhood, every fraud case across your state, every weather event hundreds of miles away, all of it silently feeds into the same model that determines your premium. And here's the part that flips the entire story. You're not being priced as a person, you're being priced as a pattern. A pattern built from millions of behaviors you'll never see, never cause, and never control. Even perfect drivers get pulled upward by the weight of everyone else. And even people who've never filed a claim end up paying for the people who file them constantly. Because the system does not wait for you to change, it waits for the world to change. And the moment it does, your cost updates without warning, so if your price can rise when you didn't do anything wrong, if your bill can climb because of strangers you'll never meet, then the next question becomes unavoidable. What other parts of your financial life are being controlled by systems you'll never see?